Have you ever seen these huge stumps before? Yeah, well, they sure stump scientists, that's for sure. They can't explain it because it's just not possible. Do you realize, for one of the most famous, the Devil's Tower, if this was a real tree, this thing would be so tall that the branches would be in outer space, far past our atmosphere? Well, there is evidence that proves that these trees did once exist. Like air that scientists has found in amber that contains 35% oxygen. We only have 20% oxygen right now. So how could these ancient trees ever existed? Well, they did, and here's how. Earth is the newest planet in our solar system. You don't believe me, do you? Well, it's true though. A crazy long time ago, there wasn't 9 planets like it is today. Wait, what? Pluto isn't a planet anymore? Oh, geez. Well, excuse me. 8 planets in our solar system, since our scientists can't make up their mind if Pluto is a planet or not. Okay, sorry. I'm getting off subject, so let's start again. A crazy long time ago, there wasn't 8 planets like there is today. There was only 7. Earth wasn't born yet, and neither was Mars. Yeah, I know, right? Mind blown. So if Earth wasn't a planet and Mars wasn't a planet either, who is this extra planet? Well, meet Tiamat, described in ancient texts as the most beautiful planet in our solar system, rivaling the Sun. This planet was huge, like 300 times the size of Earth. Wow, that's the size of Jupiter. So do you think a planet that's the size of Jupiter would have enough atmosphere to support these enormous trees? Well, I think so. So how did Earth get Tiamat's tree stumps? I'd say a miracle. So Tiamat was a lush planet, lots of water, and lots of growth. This planet was gorgeous. But one day, the crossing of a planet called Nibiru that orbits a dwarf star that has a long orbit around the sun is the cause. The second sun is described as looking like a cross in the sky. Well, ancient text says that's Nibiru, but I think that that's Anunnaki explaining where Nibiru came from. Oh, who are the Anunnaki? Okay, we're getting off subject again. That's talk for another video. So, what happened to Tiamat? Well, as Nibiru makes his closest pass ever to Tiamat, so there's 2 enormous planets with huge moons. One of these moons from the planet Nibiru smacks Tiamat right in the mouth, so it says in ancient text. Apparently, the Anunnaki witnessed this firsthand as the planet blew into pieces, breaking off one larger piece that formed Earth, and separating the moon from Tiamat, leaving it to orbit the sun, and they call that Mars today. The rest of these pieces from Tiamat didn't just float out into space, instead it made the asteroid belt the Anunnaki likes to call the hammered bracelet. So how did Earth become a planet after breaking away from Tiamat? Well, if you know anything about space, if you step out of a spaceship without a spacesuit, one side would be on fire and the other side would be instant ice. That's exactly what happened to the chunk that was knocked away from Tiamat. As Tiamat explodes, this chunk, along with water and Pangaea, tumbles into space, finding its new orbit. There was no atmosphere at first, but as it starts to rotate and the hot and broken side starts to close, forming a ball, pulling Pangaea apart, forming the new continents we know today, the ice rapidly melts, then forms the new atmosphere around the planet, and Earth was born. So at the start of this video, we was talking about the huge tree stumps. But how do they look like they're cut with a chainsaw, perfectly clean? Well, the shock wave. So when Tiamat was struck, the shock wave cut these trees off clean with a single blow. So yeah, those mountains that look like tree stumps, yeah, they really was trees. And the scientists aren't ready to wrap their heads around this yet, because they would have to rewrite everything they know about the solar system. So if you want to learn more about the ancient past, like, comment, follow, share, and I'll keep you in the know.